Hi. How's it going?
Well, she's in the jury. She said she wants to find out how it's contested real quick.
Thank you for putting me through those classes and I finally finished. I just want to thank you.
Anyway,
Like, I really need that. So I'm gonna bring you the
Oh,
flowers.
you're so much. I'm so glad everything's going well for you. So what have you been up to?
Staying out of trouble for one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my daughter ever since then. You know, we broke with her mom up, and I'm glad for that because I see more clearly. And my mom is not here, so I needed that from you, and I really appreciate it. I really do. And I've been working with the kids at the Barbara Jordan and the Lincoln Gym, so that's what I'm gonna continue to do as soon as I get out. But I paid all my money, did all my classes, the compadre classes.
I'm gonna text.
I needed all of that, and I thank you for that.
Oh, I'm so happy things are working out for you. And I always tell people, once you get everything together, then slowly you can probably start integrating yourself back into your child's life. And
Yes, and I have a 1-year-old now with someone else, and I have another one on the way that's coming in April. So yes, I'm gonna be totally different in these situations. So I just want to thank you.
oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You made my day.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. People always say I'm hard.
I needed that.
Oh, thank you. That is so awesome.
Will you hand me my screen box? Now go freak.
The Squally, or actually, we'll go out to Thurston County Correctional Facility there, Mr. Stillwell. Who's seated to your right?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is Miss Shannon Parker, number 12 on the calendar.
Give me just a moment.
Please record.
So you're Shannon Parker?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Stillwell, did you get a chance to review with her legal rights, or do you wish to have me advise her formally?
I've had a chance to speak with her. We'll waive formal reading. Your Honor, we are challenging probable cause in this case.
Mr. Eastwood, can you raise your right hand, please? Sorry. Mr. Thompson, do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do so swear.
You can be seated, and I'll hear from you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On January 17th, 2024, Washington State Patrol Trooper Carney was on patrol in Thurston County, Washington at 0120 when he observed a vehicle southbound on I-5 being passed by a semi and exhibiting jerky adjustments back and forth to maintain the vehicle's lane of travel. As the vehicle exited at exit 111, the trooper observed it sporadically braking, finally stopping at the red light. After the light turned green and the vehicle remained stationary for approximately 3 seconds, then conducted a lane change without signaling. The vehicle then negotiated a 2-lane traffic circle utilizing both lanes and then conducted a second lane change without signaling. A traffic stop was initiated. The driver was contacted from the passenger side and was unable to hold still and was erratically moving around inside the vehicle. The driver continuously looked around and did not appear to register that the trooper was even talking to her. The driver provided her license and was positively identified as Shannon Parker. Due to the icy road conditions, the trooper had the defendant stand on the bark in the planter area where the traffic stop occurred. While standing outside, she continuously moved her body around and was interrupting the trooper and giggling. She agreed to perform field sobriety tests, exhibiting the following: 0.6 on HGN, but had difficulty following the stimulus, and her pupils were constricted and slow to react to light. On the modified Romberg test, the defendant estimated a passage of 30 seconds in 14 seconds. A search warrant was obtained to collect blood from the defendant and test for substances. And that was performed at Capitol Medical Center.
Mr. Stillwell?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, I don't think there's enough for probable cause there for driving under the influence. There's no allegation of what particular controlled substance the blood draw was intended for here. There's no allegation of alcohol. The standard field sobriety test showed 0 clues on HGN. Really, the only thing I can see here is 14 seconds and 30, and then Ms. Parker's sort of what's described as highly excitable behavior. She did note to the officer, which she's told me as well, that she's got PTSD, general anxiety disorder, depression. She takes medications for each. I've been meeting her here with the jail. These do seem to sort of be just kind of part of how she acts. I don't think there's enough here for probable cause for driving under the influence. There's no allegations of any substance under which she is under the influence. I understand that she was pulled over for perhaps imperfect driving here, but based on what's in the police report, I don't see any evidence of driving under the influence.
Mr. Thompson?
It's also why she was then, why she was then taken and booked into Thurston County Jail. She's got a theft misdemeanor conviction from 1995, but nothing else.
Mr. Thompson?
Your Honor, I think it's important to remember that probable cause, and as well as just these sort of issues with respect to any DUI, the innocent explanations aren't defenses, and it's not trial. She's exhibiting erratic behavior, erratic jerky movements. She's inappropriately laughing. She estimated 14 seconds on the Romberg test. She's failing to maintain the operation of her vehicle in an appropriate manner. These all are indications of intoxication separately, but taken together as a whole, there doesn't need to be indication of alcohol or a specific drug. That's ludicrous for them to know what specific drug a defendant's on at a traffic stop.
I'm sorry, there wasn't a DRE exam here either. There are specific procedures that are put in place for officers to utilize during a drug-related DUI stop, and they were not utilized here. So I'm not saying that it's necessary probable cause for the officer to identify what specific substance, but they need something more than what's here at this point.
Go ahead, Mr. Stillwell. I'll give you the final word here.
Mr. Thompson.
Mr. Thompson,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Got confused by the,
I
you both
think it's
have beards, so I can't tell you apart. Go ahead, Mr. Thompson.
That's fine, Your Honor. There is no statutory case law court rule that requires a DRE to be used. That is supplemental evidence that the state may use. It is advantageous to us for sure, but it is not a requirement for probable cause.
So at this time, and again, can you say, because we hear all kinds of things on these DUI stops, they smelled of alcohol. They admitted to having drinks, usually 1 or 2, when chances are it's more than that. There's the odor of marijuana, or sometimes people have admitted to taking some prescription medication earlier. Is there any indication that she consumed, and I recognize the behavior, and I mean, is there any substance that was consumed that you can tell?
She said
sometimes people have unusual mannerisms and react inappropriately or oddly to stress. But go ahead, you were going to say something.
That is correct, Your Honor, but that is an innocent explanation, not to be considered at probable cause. Those are innocent explanations for defenses at trial, or if the blood results come back and show that she had Tylenol in her system. I know that's a ridiculous example, so they're not going to test for it. But the point being, is probable causes, is there probable cause that she was on some sort of illicit substance? And there is. She's not able to operate her motor vehicle. She has erratic behavior, inappropriate maneuvers. She's giggling at the officer when trying to talk to them. She's interrupting the officer. She's unable to maintain eye contact. Her pupils don't constrict. She can't follow the stimulus. She has slow reaction to light. These are all evidence of intoxication. And while I appreciate what Mr. Stillwell has presented, again, probable cause isn't designed to have defenses heard before the court. That's what trials are for. While he does make a very good point that he doesn't believe that there's sufficient evidence for probable cause, he doesn't get to admit new evidence. He hasn't been sworn in. He hasn't testified, or he hasn't given evidence to this court. The only evidence before the court of the DUI is what I provided to the court under oath.
Right. And with regard to probable cause, I'm not going to find probable cause at the moment, which means the case can still go forward. I'm just not going to set conditions. A plea of not guilty will be entered. I will appoint Thurston County Public Defense to represent her. We'll set a pretrial and the case will proceed. I'm just not setting conditions at this point. And she'll be released under personal recognizance. And
And Your Honor, if I didn't earlier, we were asking for court-appointed counsel as well.
I haven't said so. I will appoint Thurston County Public Defense to represent her.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's that?
221.
February 21st at 10 a.m. be the next court date.
Court is calling, and this is an application probation.
Yes.
Court is calling 2023 CR 4166, State of Texas versus Ernest Lopez Ramon. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Second for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Adrian Pettis.
And are you Mr. Ramon?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramon, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
And did you sign it?
Yes.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we're proceeding with 8 months in charge of an assault bodily injury.
No objections.
Going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury married cohabitation as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment is anywhere from 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramon, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Excuse me, sorry. Why are you sleepy?
I took in the wrong medication this morning.
I'm sorry, what?
I took the wrong medication this morning.
All right, so maybe we shouldn't be going forward with this?
Well, I'm aware. I'm just everything. I'm just, you know. Apologize.
Judge, I talked to him this morning, no problems whatsoever. Then I talked to him when he arrived at court, and he does appear to be very drowsy. He tells me that he takes anxiety medication and nightmare medication every day. And this morning he took the wrong one.
All right, so
And
what?
I asked him 3, 4, or 5 times if he understands everything, if he has any questions, if he knows what he's doing. He's given me every indication that he does, but he's having a real hard time keeping his eyes open. And I told him he would have to see how you felt about that.
All right, I'm not feeling very well about that. So this is what we'll do. We'll come back tomorrow to take up the plea. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you give them a reset for tomorrow? All right. All right. And we'll make sure you take the correct medication. You understand?
Yes.
All right, if you have a reset form, I'll fill it out. Ms. Abrams, this is going to be recalled for tomorrow. Court is calling 2023 CR 4166, State of Texas versus Ernest Lopez Ramon. Can our parties announce for the record for the state
Honor Ochoa Nelson for the state.
defense?
Adrian Pettis.
And are you Mr. Ernest Ramon?
Yes.
All right, you took the correct medication today?
Yes, I did.
All right. Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramon, showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes.
Showing you the true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are not, Your Honor. I believe we are proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, Mary.
No objections.
All right, Mr. Ramon, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so everyone, when we're on the record, please don't approach the court coordinator or anybody on this side. That's okay. And normally if you could let them know. No, don't approach me. We're on the record. All right, we're back on the record. I'm showing you the document court admonishments. You reviewed that with your attorney, understood it, signed it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
All right, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation as a Class A misdemeanor. Range of punishment for that offense is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramon, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation. Punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. State recommends community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes.
You need to speak up.
I understand.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes.
Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, no contact with Vanessa Salinas and the BIPP course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
State offers states exhibit 1 with attachments.
No objections.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Ramon, do you have any children?
Yes,
What are their ages?
19 and 17.
And are you employed?
No.
How do you support yourself?
Um, I don't at the moment.
Well, do you have a place to stay?
I'm gonna start staying at the Haven for Hope.
Okay. Are there any drug issues with you?
There was,
All right, so here's the thing, you need to be 100% honest with me because I want you to be successful on this probation. If I didn't think you could be successful on this probation, I wouldn't give it to you, all right?
Okay.
So if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
positive
Okay, what are you going to be positive for?
methamphetamines.
All right, how often are you using?
The last time, last time I used was on Friday. The
Mhm.
time before that was 4 months ago.
All right, do you have any family support?
No.
Do you have any family living here?
Yes.
What family do you have living here?
My sisters,
No parents?
they're both deceased.
All right, I'm sorry to hear that. All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court will sentence you to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. What is your relationship with Vanessa Salinas? Are you all still together or no?
We haven't had no contact.
All right, the BIPP course, there's to be no contact with Vanessa Salinas. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want a TAP evaluation out of custody. And I'm going to want a referral. Do we think Cross Point would accept them? All right, I'm going to want a referral to Cross Point. They have an inpatient program,
Yes.
and I think that's what you need. I'm going to want random regular UAs, 200 hours of community service restitution, proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And probation, the field visits is just until he is at Cross Point or in some sort of treatment. And I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Probation, is there anything else? I don't believe they'll accept him because this is technically a misdemeanor. But I mean, I'll ask for a referral to felony drug court. We'll see what they say. All right, you don't have a military background, do you?
I was in the military, yes.
Oh,
But we went through that before and I didn't get accepted.
that is true. Okay. All right, so do you have any contact with the VA?
No.
Okay. All right. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Okay.
Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. He needs an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed, we're gonna start bringing people in person. People gonna learn how to act in the courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am, can you hear it?
No, I know.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. But trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs the drink.